and your company was quite energizing. I can energize another part of you if you'd like. Hello, and welcome to My Sweet Housemate. This is a killer romance dating sim in which you finally find the perfect roommate to move in with. However, you're pretty sure he's a serial killer and a cannibal. Let's get started. Well, time to find a new place to live. $550 a month is like less than half of what I pay. 50 meters square, single room, shared kitchen, shared bathroom. What if I need to poop for a long time? No deposit. One room in an apartment at 318 Williamson Avenue. No deposit, 1 year minimum tenancy. My name is Yinny. Pronounce a she, her, and let's go. You tiredly wait for the application to go through before you shut your old laptop with a sigh. This ancient thing that has clearly seen better days somehow already managed to start hyperventilating after you open just a couple of tabs. Is it because you're using Google Chrome? Google Chrome uses too much CPU and RAM and it kinda sucks, so we should use something better. You promptly put in your backpack as you lean back in your seat. You can't help but let out a sour chuckle. Anyone else will probably find this old, worn-down diner seat extremely uncomfortable, but you don't have that luxury of complaining. In fact, it might be the softest thing you sat on in a week. Unaware of your inactions, you start anxiously fidgeting with your phone, silently praying to all the possible gods out there that your application will be approved. 9, 10. At this point, you've been homeless for 11 months, nearly a year. After saving all the money you could for several months, you were finally able to save enough to rent an apartment. Or at least that's what you thought. In 11 months of your homelessness, the housing prices only went up, making it practically impossible for you to find anything affordable at this point. You frantically searched every housing website, hoping to at least get some shitty old room, but nothing was ever nearly in your price range. But this listing was everything you could ever ask for. You were thanking whoever was up there in the sky, or down there in the pits of hell, that you managed to apply basically minutes after the listing went live. Sure, it's shady as hell. No deposit, no required credit history. There aren't even any pictures, and as a cherry on top, you had to live with some random guy you have no information about. You were so eager to get it first too that you didn't even ask for a tour. If anything, you're almost entirely sure that it's some old shed or even worse, a human trafficking trap. But you are already at the point where you don't even care. You feel like you go insane if you have to spend another night out on the streets. You shudder at the memories. Yeah, anything is better than that. You can swear your heart skips a beat as your phone lights up with a new notification on the home screen. It's an email from the housing website. Could it be? You impatiently unlock your phone, somehow managing to enter your password incorrectly twice before you do. That does sound like something that I would do. You quickly locate the email app and anxiously start reading. Thank you for your application, Yinny. We appreciate you using our services and our smart algorithm has picked these 5 other apartments for you to look at. Oh, are you kidding me? I just applied and I already got an ad. You silently curse the website, thinking that it would have been better if they paid for your rent instead of financing these ads that no one probably even looks at. Well, besides you, while busy with your grandiose brain cursing session, you almost skip another notification that quickly floats onto your phone screen. It's yet another email. I swear to God, if this is another ad, but it isn't. It's an email sent by whoever posted the room listing. The first thing you notice is its ridiculous length. Oh, does that mean he also has a ridiculous length? It's short. Oh, I mean that's fine. Too short. Oh. In fact, there are only 3 lines. 2 of them being Dear Yinny and E.R. Seung Min Kim, the name of the original poster. The middle line just says, if you come to the apartment to sign the contract within 30 minutes, I'll give you the key. Now you're entirely sure your heart is skipping at least 30 beats a minute. You immediately spring from the seat, grabbing your backpack on the way before your attention is caught by a small sad cup of unfinished coffee on the table. Squeezing your lips with rising guilt, you quickly grab and drink the cold remains before putting it back down and storming out of the diner. Will this finally be the day that ends your homeless life for good? I hope so. You find yourself in front of an apartment door trying to catch your breath. You don't particularly know how, but you somehow manage to make it in time. However, now you aren't even sure that you're in front of the correct apartment in the first place. You're fully expecting some shady and old building, but it turned out to be just some average apartment complex. Something you could probably never even dream of affording in your current state. You hesitate for a good minute, before letting out an anxious sigh and pressing the doorbell button. You hear the ordinary buzz sound play on the other side of the door and then complete silence. The silence gets quickly interrupted though, as you hear some faint footstep sounds behind the door. The door's open. You jolt as the sound of a man's voice comes from within the apartment, but almost instinctively you push the door open. Still hesitant, you awkwardly step into the entrance. As you walk in, you almost immediately get taken aback by your surroundings. You've replayed so many made-up horror scenarios in your head on your way here that the sight of an ordinary-looking hallway suddenly seems scarier than anything you could have come up with. One fear, normalcy. There's no one in sight, so you just default to a polite stance in front of the entrance door, not even daring to make a single step. Now that you're actually in the apartment, and now that you've confirmed that it looks more or less normal, your anxiety levels are going through the roof. You have to make a good impression. You won't have another chance like this. Yinny, I assume. Oh, you're so cute. You look so sleepy. You gonna fall asleep in my lap? You almost jump as a tall, slouched man suddenly appears in one of the doorways of the hallway that you're in. You don't immediately realize that he's dressed in a suit because of how disheveled and scruffy he appears to be. Albeit, you're not in any position to judge. His eye bags almost seem to merge with his dark eyes as he tiredly looks straight at you. If your eyesight was just a bit worse, you would have even thought that he had two big holes for eyes, given how pale his skin is otherwise. Dumbfounded, you stare back at him, thinking that his eye contact is going on for a bit too long for your taste. Why? Does he like something that he sees? Before you realize that it's your cue to respond. Oh, I was just socially awkward. That's nice. That would indeed be me, sir. The man raises his eyebrows in confusion. What's with all the formalities? Just Seung Min is fine. Now, if you don't mind, I'll be late for work if we don't hurry, so if you just follow me to the kitchen. The man then wastes no time, as he promptly walks into the kitchen and you're left with no choice but to follow him in. You step into the kitchen and once again get temporarily stunned by just how normal everything looks. Sure, you can tell that someone lives here by small stains and patches of dust here and there, but if you had to choose, you'd happily use this space to take some photos for online housing ads or something. Speaking of photos, you thank heavens for the millionth time today. If Seung Min put up pictures of the apartment, it would have gotten snatched up before you could even apply. You don't know if that was just pure laziness or a simple lack of time, but you couldn't feel more grateful to the man in front of you for leaving the listing so empty. But you shouldn't feel grateful just yet. You still haven't signed the contract. Now, if you just look through the papers and sign at the places I marked, the papers on the table, there's the contract. Wait, is that it? That can't be it, right? He won't even ask for any additional information. But if you're concerned about the rent, the payment is obviously up front, but we can go through that in the evening. If I stay any longer, I'll probably get fired for being late. You're free to move your stuff and unpack though. But if you're not interested, that's fine too, but then I'd appreciate it if you... No, I'll sign. I'm interested. Well, you're an eager one, aren't you? I am. Would you like to see how eager I am in bed? Right, clearly this man is not all too concerned about who his new flatmate will be. If he was, he wouldn't have put up an empty listing and responded to a random application within minutes of receiving it. You can't even afford to care about his reasons at this point. It's a good apartment. The rent is something you can afford, and the only tenant doesn't look all too crazy. You don't know that, Yinny. He might be a cannibal. Ahem. You quickly grab the papers with slightly trembling hands as you then read through them. After making sure that it really isn't some part of a human trafficking ring, you take the pen lying around on the table and find the marked spot Seung Min mentioned. Yinny... spell my name. Winters. After you sign, you audibly breathe out before handing the papers to Seung Min. He quickly goes through them and then nods at you. Great. Your room is the one opposite the bathroom. It's to the right of the kitchen. That should be it for now. Right. The man in front of you feels around his pockets for a brief second before putting his hand into one, taking something out. Here's the key. Just don't lose it. Your hand seems to shake even more as Seung Min puts a simple metallic key into them. I won't. That would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, we'll handle the payment later. I should get going. Right. Lock the door after me. Yeah. Yes, of course, right. You try to shake off your stupor. You still can't believe you're officially not homeless anymore. Yay! Still somewhat stupefied, you follow Seung Min back into the entrance, where he proceeds to put his shoes on. Shoes that look as scruffy as he is, and then stand straight in front of the door. As straight as his slouch back allows him to anyway. Just make sure to look it properly, and don't let strangers in. I mean, you let a stranger in, I'm a stranger. I'm not a kid, I at least know this much. Right, well, I'll see you in the evening. I'd be happy to have you for dinner. Like in a cannibal way or in like a sexual way? I prefer the latter. With that, Seung Min leaves through the entrance door and you, wasting no time, shut and lock it. Such a simple motion, yet it feels so foreign to you. While on different levels, you are now also a resident of this apartment. You own a key. You can lock the door. You can sleep in your own room. So simple yet so foreign. You squeeze the key that's already made home in your palm and can't help but let a nervous smile curl your lips. I did it. I really did. Still overcome with a mix of relief and excitement, You locate your room that, just like Seung Min said, is opposite of the bathroom. Yay! Why is it red? You quickly walk through a simple door into a bedroom that appears to be just as simple. You're surprised to find that it's actually fully furnished, bed and desk included. At this point, you wouldn't even mind sleeping on the floor, but seeing how the bed even has its own bed sheets, you almost tear up. If this is a dream, I will be so pissed. But it isn't, and you can hardly believe it. Well, I guess I might as well unpack. The only good thing about being homeless is that besides the backpack always glued to your shoulders, you have nothing else. You take it off and start going through your carefully packed stuff. Finally done with putting your things away, you turn towards your new bed and look down at it with rising temptation. No longer able to resist, you let yourself fall onto the fresh bedsheet, so soft, and all yours. You rub your face against the pillow with a smile. It feels like the luck you've accumulated throughout the year was all poured into this one day. Who knows? Maybe in the future, you'll even be able to rent an apartment of your own. Everything seems possible now. Until he eats you. It really does. You don't notice how your eyelids start feeling heavier and heavier, and by the time you realize and open your eyes, a few minutes have already passed. Luckily though, you don't have a shift today. Might as well take a nap. A really lucky day, left with no energy to even think. You let yourself fall into a deep slumber. I'm slumbering. When you open your eyes, it's already dark outside. Feeling strangely satisfied and refreshed, you stretch and slowly sit up. God, I haven't slept this good in such a long time. Oh, shit. Right. Seung Min said that you'd sort out the rent payment in the evening. And he even offered to have dinner together. Free food. Crap, but this is not what's important right now. You feel a sense of anxiety build up in your throat as you check the time on your phone. 10:27 p.m. Crap. While you silently curse yourself for being so careless, you get off the bed and start unconsciously walking back and forth. I mean, if he really cared, he would have woken me up, right? It's not like you locked the room or anything. Speaking of that, is he even home? You cautiously tiptoe towards the door and quietly put your ear against it, trying to see if you can catch any sounds. He's here. You can clearly make out some footstep sounds and moving noises coming from outside of your room. Great. Wonderful. You're not getting kicked out just yet. Maybe the dinner offer is still on the table too. Not wanting to wait any longer, you swing the door open and walk into the hallway. Surprisingly, the hallway looks really different when it's dark. It almost has this new feel to it. I bet. Very different from the plastic perfect filming set you witnessed earlier. You don't spend much time mulling over your perception of the hallway, though as your attention is caught by the light coming from the kitchen. The sounds are coming from there too. You really don't have to be Sherlock to deduce that Seung Min is there. So not wasting any time, you walk towards the light. This cannot be good. Wait, what? This can't be. Oh, lovely. What the hell? Hi, Seung Min. I still have a crush on you. Oh, hey. Oh, hey? Is that it? This can't be that, right? Come on, Yinny. You're not stupid. There has to be an explanation. He's a mortician and he brought work home? Right. That's a hyper-realistic cake. Is that a hyper-realistic cake you're making? You know, like in those videos? Where everything is cake? Those are all cakes, right? No, these are real human body parts. Oh, come on, you were supposed to agree with me. Oh, sorry. This is just a weird-looking pig. Shit. And you just started thinking you lucked out with this apartment. What is he? A serial murderer? A cannibal? A serial cannibal? No, wait, that's wrong. A cannibal serial. If you're thinking about calling the police, I'd advise you against it. Of course you're calling the police. Next thing you know, it'll be your leg he has on the cutting board. You just got out of homelessness, and you're not about to die to some cannibal serial murderer in a pink apron now. He looks good in the apron though. You do understand that if I get arrested, you'll no longer be able to stay here, right? Do you read thoughts too? I don't. How do you know I want to stay here anyway? Just so you know, Mr. Seung Min, I have a grandma I can stay with at any time. No, you don't, Miss Yinny. And even if you do, you probably hate her enough to apply to a random suspicious listing and sign the contract in all the same day. Yeah, you know what, you're right, I've been called out there, except I love my grandma. So, you did it on purpose? Well, something like that. But he's right, there's nowhere else you can go now, and your only choice will be to return to life on the streets. It'd be silly to think police would help with your situation too. And what the hell? This... are you going to eat it? Yes, it's too much meat though. So I'm just gonna store it for the future. I don't get such tender meat often. It'd be a pity to waste it. This wasn't the dinner he was talking about, was it? What are you even supposed to do now? Do you really have to tolerate a cannibal living literally in the same apartment as you? But The life on the street. The feeling of your skin being so dirty that no matter how hard you scrub it, nothing makes you feel clean. The long nights spent dumpster diving. Going through pounds of discarded food just to be chased away by minimum wage employees that, in retrospect, are in no better situation than your own. You shudder at the memories. Listen. Yes? Oh, shit. Whatever. Anything is better than going back there at this point. If they catch you, don't involve me. And don't eat me. Deal. It might take me a while. And as you can see, it's really messy, so let's talk about your payment tomorrow. Right. Well, you probably better go to sleep. Unless you want to watch. No. No, thanks. Well, see you tomorrow then. Yeah. Good night, my new housemate. Don't forget, I know where you sleep. We literally live in the same apartment. Why wouldn't you? Just thought I should remind you. Right. I'm leaving now. I'm going this way, and you're going to stay here? Good night, Yinny. You feel like you won't be able to sleep tonight, but surprisingly, you zonk out pretty quickly. With this, the next few days, you're still overcome with a faint sense of panic, afraid that Seung Min will eat you, or even worse, the police finds him and you'll have to go back to the streets. But contrary to your fears, nothing really happens. In fact, after handing the first rent payment over, you don't even see him at all that much. Your shifts typically start in the early morning and end somewhere during daytime or evening, depending on the day, so you thought you would at least catch him coming home. And yet despite all that, you don't never see him leave the apartment. His shoes are already gone by the time you wake up. 3 weeks pass by without you noticing, and still you can count on the amount of times you cross paths with Seung Min on your one hand. Those few times that you did see him, you could feel his gaze linger on you. You're not sure what that is about, but even when he's not around, you can still feel his eyes lapping at your skin. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night to the sounds coming from the kitchen, which your imagination twists into the sickest imagery. But that aside, you really have nothing to complain about. You can't be more grateful to have a solid roof above your head and somewhere to return after work every day. Some form of steady housing really does change your life for the better. You don't have to worry about where to sleep every single night, about not being able to shower when you want, about the chance of getting robbed if you're not careful enough, about having some privacy, and so on. You hate to admit it, but you really don't regret staying here even a bit. You condemn what Seung Min does, considering you're not really exposed to it anyway. Even the constant dread of being butchered or getting kicked out if he's ever found out slowly leaves your mind. Surprisingly, even your funds start looking better now that you're able to take on more hours and leech off Seung Min's Wi-Fi. Hell, you even start considering getting a second job. Everything seems almost too good to be true. This is the part just before shit hits the fan. What the? A loud sound coming from somewhere within the apartment suddenly pulls you out of your deep slumber. Did something fall? Or even worse, someone? An image of Seung Min dragging a new corpse into the apartment suddenly pops into your head. Ugh. But what if something happened? You spend a couple of minutes sleepily contemplating if you'd rather this sound be a corpse about to be devoured by your landlord, or the very same landlord collapsing on the floor. No, whatever. If it's a corpse, I'll just pretend it's a hyper-realistic cake. Yeah, cake. I wonder if Seung Min has cake. What does his butt look like? As you step into the hallway, you quickly realize you weren't worried for no reason. Your housemate is on the floor, looking as if he had collapsed a few minutes prior, and you guess that's probably what happened too. You waste no time and quickly walk up to him. Hey? Hello? Hey! Ugh, no need to yell. Oh, finally. Good morning, USA. What happened? You okay? I want to shower, but I'm too tired. We could have a bath together. And hungry. Now that he mentions it, you do realize that the man in front of you smells. Ew! Badly. Ew! Awfully. Did you shit yourself? You might even say abhorrently. If the Sora session of listing synonyms of the word bad get interrupted by Seung Min lightly groaning as he attempts to stand up. Jeez, what time even is it? Definitely past 12 AM at this point. And he just came from work. Just came. As just another wage slave. You can't help but feel bad for him. Sure, he might be living in this nice apartment, and you would lie if you said you didn't feel a twinge of jealousy. But what even is the point of having it if you just come here to sleep? This newfound sense of camaraderie fills you with enough sympathy to want to help the man in front of you. Alright, come on. I'll give you a hand. You know, a hand. Just don't bite it, okay? I know you're hungry and all, but I am not food. I remember that. You stretch your hand towards the collapsed Seung Min as he dumbfoundedly looks back at you. Finally, he grabs it with his and heavily gets up. There we go. Oh, God, he looks terrible. Okay, you go shower now, and I'll make something for you in the meantime. What? Are you sure? Yes, I am. For once. But you seriously better go before you stink up the place, or I change my mind. Alright, okay. Before you can say anything else, Seung Min promptly disappears behind the bathroom door. Well, that's that. Time to cook now, I suppose. Do I have to cook human meat? For a second, you wonder if you should put Seung Min's Queen of the Kitchen apron on, but you quickly decide against it. That thing has probably seen more blood than your vessels have in your entire life. You immediately start checking the drawers and cupboards in search for ingredients. You and Seung Min haven't really divided the kitchen space, but since you don't have a lot of things anyway, you took the liberty of picking an empty one and stored all your things in there. As you go through the cupboards, you quickly realize that apart from condiments and instant ramen, there's nothing of nutritional value. In fact, most cupboards designated for food are just filled to the brim with nothing but cup ramen. What the? You already felt bad for him before, but now you feel really bad. You feel so bad, in fact, that you check your own cupboard to see if you could make anything with your stuff instead. Unfortunately, it happens to be the day you ran out of almost everything, and besides a sad handful of oatmeal staring back at you from the bottom of a jar, there's nothing you can turn into a sustainable meal. Defeated, you return to the cup ramen hoard raining on the shelves. Cup ramen it is, I guess. You pick a random pork-flavored package and start cooking. Oh, there's cooking! Oh, this makes me so happy. This is a lot of fun. I got an item! This is so cute. Well done, I suppose. You try to squeeze out a smile as a sign of pride in your work, but no amount of grinning can make this sad excuse for a meal any better. All of a sudden, an idea pops into your head. An idea that's so foreign to your morals that you wonder if you started going insane cooking that cup ramen. I mean, he's a cannibal, so what if you made some human meat for him to go together with the ramen? You don't even have to look in the freezer to know he has containers full of human meat down there. If anything, you're grateful that he at least doesn't store it in the fridge. In fact, he doesn't store anything in the fridge at all. His side is always empty and yours just has some occasional milk and eggs here and there. Don't tell me he's just been surviving off instant ramen and human meat. What about vegetables? I bet Seung Min is constipated as hell. Well, it's not really time to contemplate about Seung Min's dietary choices at the moment. He'll probably be out of the shower soon. You have to decide. I will cook the meat. Well, he is a cannibal. It would only be natural to cook some human meat for him, right? You swallow as you open the freezer. Cold air pouring out of it as if it's some sort of evil premonition. It's just chicken, or pork, or fish? You try to convince yourself that what you'll be cooking is anything but human meat as you reach for one of the freezer compartments. When you finally find the courage to open it, it surprisingly turns out to be nearly empty. There's just one lonely container lying at the bottom. Honestly, it's not anything like you expected it to be. No gouged out eyes, no jars of human teeth. Nothing grotesque, just one small container. For some reason, just the sight of it calms you down enough for you to simply pick up the little plastic box and shut the freezer without a second thought. You then absentmindedly take out a pan and start the typical process of frying meat. Heat the pan up, pour some oil. By the time you're supposed to put the meat on the pan, you're relaxed enough that you can easily do it. Thankfully, Seung Min has already pre-cut it into thin slices, leaving you with the easy part of the job. After a couple of minutes of spacing out in front of the stove, a familiar smell brings you back to reality. Oh god, pork. It smells just like pork. Did you really manage to convince yourself that it is pork after all? What in the... Hey. Yes, I am pregnant. No, you can't touch my belly. Jesus Christ. I mean, I will get him pregnant if he wants. What the... What is this t-shirt choice? Yes? Are you pregnant? No. Have you ever been pregnant? No. Have you ever impregnated anyone? No, I haven't. What's with these questions? Never mind. Anyways, something smells really good. Yes. I couldn't find anything, so I made some cup ramen, and I'm frying some human meat. Seung Min raises his eyebrows for a second before he takes a step towards you. He gets so close you can practically feel his breath on your face. Are we gonna kiss? Instinctively, you take a step back. Is he not happy? You're burning it. Oh wait, you're right. Can you fetch my glasses from the bathroom, please? I'll take over the cooking. Yeah, sure. Appreciate it. You quickly make your way to the hallway. In a way, it almost feels like a dream. Or a nightmare. Regardless, you're just happy that you're not the one frying in that pan. Sighing, you step into the bathroom. Searching time! What the hell? Why is there a tooth? Ah, here they are. Have an item. Yay! When you successfully get Seung Min's glasses and return to the kitchen, you find him sitting already at the bar table, the food ready in front of him. You hand Seung Min the glasses, his cold bony fingers brushing against yours as he takes them. Thank you. The man gratefully nods, and you, a bit hesitantly, grab a stool and sit on the opposite side of him. Aww. You assume that Seung Min will start talking first, but surprisingly he continues eating, completely ignoring your presence. Seems like you'll have to be the one to start the conversation. Why did you collapse earlier? Hey, why did you collapse like that earlier? He raises an eyebrow at you, as if you asked a very obvious question you already know the answer to. And you do. Well, I was hungry. And tired. Right. It seems like your workplace has been really overworking you, huh? What workplace doesn't nowadays? Fair enough, but still, maybe you should change companies. I feel like one day this amount of overworking will put you in your grave. You know what? Maybe you do have a point. Really? I've stayed at this company for a tad too long. They'll probably start getting suspicious about their higher-ups and clients disappearing so they're what? They're what? It's decided then. Tomorrow I'll start sending my application to new companies. Thanks, Uni. Yeah, you're welcome. You want to bring his earlier comment up, but his face looks so full of newfound determination that you realize it's already too late. You spend the next few moments in silence as Seung Min finishes his food, and you, absorbed in your own little world, stare out of the window at the city drowning in darkness. The whole situation seems almost funny to you. Just a few weeks ago you had nowhere to go and had to look for a place to spend the night at every single day. But now you're here, sitting in this clean, cozy kitchen, with a cannibal eating human meat by your side. Human meat that you have prepared for him. Nevertheless, you can't help but admit that you much rather prefer this bloodthirsty cannibal's company to your homeless life. What a curse while we live in, huh? Thanks for the meal. You're welcome. Yeah, of course. You know, it's been a long time since someone made me a meal. I can't imagine why. Instead of me making a meal out of them. I mean, you can still eat me in another way if you'd like. Is that his attempt at humor? Well, I'll probably head to bed after doing the dishes. While there's still time to sleep. You should probably do the same though. Sorry for waking you up. How did you... You already have that puffy morning face. Well, at least he's honest. But he's also right. You almost start falling back asleep while sitting with him there. And you'd rather upkeep your sleeping schedule if you want to get a second job. That wasn't an insult, by the way. It's kinda cute, actually. You should probably get out of here before you ask for sex. Well, I will leave you to it then. Good night, Seung Min. Good night, Uni. Sweet dreams. With that, you go back to your room and quickly find yourself falling asleep in the warm embrace of your bed. The next day, you can't help but mentally go back to your encounter with Seung Min. You feel that he is charming. You can't lie. There's something about him. Something that strangely attracts you, despite him being a cannibal and a murderer. That fact almost makes you feel ashamed. Almost. The keyword there is almost. You don't let it fully get to you though, as your gratitude for the housing opportunity is far bigger than your sense of shame. The previous night only ignited your morbid attraction towards him even more too. You wonder why. You spend the whole day thinking about it, and don't notice how quickly it passes. In the end, you go to bed completely exhausted after another day of hard work. Seriously? Again? It hasn't even been a full day, for God's sake. This time you don't even waste time sitting around, and immediately get up and swing your door open as you step into the hallway. You stop in your tracks almost momentarily. The hallway turns out to be empty, and there are sounds of water coming from the bathroom. Seung Min is probably showering in there. Then what was that noise? Surely you're not going insane yet, are you? You hesitantly start walking forwards, before you notice something around the corner that was not there before. Something red. It's just a corpse. Wait. A corpse? It seems like you somehow jinxed it yesterday. Based on the amount of meat you saw in the freezer, or rather lack thereof. You guess that Seung Min has probably decided to restock. Jeez, this one looks really rough. Why would he need to tie it up though? Please. Oh, she's alive. And I'm in the way. I'll just go here. Please. What the? Alright, okay. Seems like this corpse is not so dead. Please spare me. I haven't done anything. Right. What are you supposed to do now? A terrified woman stares at you with a desperate plea in her eyes. Her arms and legs both tied with layers of thick rope. Definitely not something you expected, or were ready to deal with when you were leaving your room. You mentally curse at Seung Min. You're not gonna hurt me, are you? No, I'm not with that guy. Jesus, this woman looks petrified. Well, no wonder. She's practically head to toe covered in blood. But this is really awkward. She's just a poor innocent person with an insane lack of luck, and you know her fate better than anyone. But do you really have any right to intervene? Then please, will you help me? Instead of responding, you just rub the back of your neck, feeling conflicted about what to do. At the sight of that, the woman's face sinks in growing hopelessness. What's your name? Sienny. I'm Alicia. I'd say nice to meet you, but this is probably not the best time for that, huh? Yeah. God, he's so scary. I was just walking down the alley from work and he jumped out of nowhere. I mean, look at all this blood. He did all of this to me. God, I don't even know what's gonna happen to me. What did I do to deserve this? He's keeping you a prisoner here, isn't he? Well, no. Well, you wouldn't exactly call it that. Come on. Two people are stronger than one. I'm sure that if we act together, we can easily overpower him. I'd Promise that no harm will come your way. I might not look it, but I'm quite agile, you know? Well, you really don't want to risk being the one getting eaten instead. Oh, come on, don't you see that I'm scared? Oh, yes. Yes, you can. Hey, Yinny, please. I really don't want to die. Sorry, I don't really want to be homeless. Nah, I'm good. You're on your own. Instead of fear, Alicia's face contorts a rage at your refusal. How dare you? How dare you refuse me? Do you even know who I am? You insignificant, stupid. Oh, well, you can die then. Her yelling seems to attract attention, because a freshly showered Seung Min creeps out from the bathroom. Slowly, he slinks up behind Alicia and... Oh, well, that was very fast. Well, Seung Min stands victorious over Alicia's now battered corpse. So you doubt she had any chance in the first place being tied up and all? You look pretty good, Seung Min. Hi? This made me hungry. Good thing I brought home some takeout. At first his remark confuses you, but then you glance down towards Alicia. That's definitely one way to call her corpse. Hey Yinny. You nervously look up at him. He doesn't want to make you into a home-cooked meal now, does he? What you made yesterday was decent, and your company was quite energizing. I can energize another part of you if you'd like. So I was thinking, maybe we could cook together. We could share too. Well, that's definitely out of character. On one hand, you kind of feel too afraid to agree. On the other hand, you feel too afraid to say no. But hey, who knows? Maybe it'll be a good bonding opportunity, and no more killings will happen. For a while. Yes, right, help him cook. Well, it's not like Alicia was your friend or something. No, she wasn't. She also called me stupid towards the end. Did you guys hear? Yeah, no qualms about helping Seung Min cook her. At this point, you've already done far worse than cooking a person. I have? Plus, being on good terms with Seung Min, who is very much alive compared to Alicia, seems way more important right now. Sure, sounds delightful. I'm kind of a professional chef though, so stand back. Oh, you're definitely not bad. Then you should get more practice cooking meat of the human variety. Well, seems like this is your chance to do so. Seung Min takes his bloody apron off after carrying Alicia into the kitchen. It doesn't help make him look any less scary though, as his exposed skin is practically drenched in her blood. Okay, boss, what are we cooking? Well, I was thinking of making curry. Human by chance, alpha by choice. He has some of the best t-shirts. Oh, so you can make something besides instant ramen. I actually enjoy cooking quite a bit. It's a hobby of sorts. If I didn't have to work this much, I'd probably spend more time indulging in that hobby. Wait, wouldn't that mean he would kill more people? Without beating around the bush, Seung Min promptly puts you to work at the cutting board. Meanwhile, he starts cooking rice and cleaning the remains of Alicia off himself. Well, time to get chopping. Cooking time! Time to chop the carrot. Wow, I'm just beating the carrot. That's another term for, you know, beating someone's, thingy. Beat the onion. Yay! I love the illustrations in this, it's so cute. Well, I didn't really expect this. Oh dear. Yay! Once you're both done with cooking, Seung Min takes out a second plate and looks at you questioningly. Seems like your landlord is inviting you to join him for a meal. A cannibal meal. I will eat with him, I guess. Well, you've already helped him cook human meat, right? Might as well try the fruits of your labor. You nod at Seung Min and he fills the plate with freshly made curry. Human curry. Got an item. Wow, that actually looks really good. Yay! You look down towards the fresh bowl of curry. The warm aroma from the piping dish is alluring. It has a deliciously spiced scent that dances across the kitchen, lingering delicately in the air. Various seasonings in the dish create a romantic, hot and heavy, yet sweet, mouth-watering fragrance that you can practically taste. Hot and heavy. The human meat you cooked really adds some pizzazz to the whole thing. Right, you nearly forgot that this curry is topped off with a nice serving of Alicia. I really wish we didn't know her name. It's really quite different when you know her name. You feel a little guilty that she smells so good. You both take the same seats as yesterday, and you can't help but feel a sense of deja vu. Well, partially because you did do the exact same thing the day before. This seems like a good opportunity to get to know Seung Min a little better though. So, what's up with your wardrobe? Seung Min, what is up with your wardrobe? What do you mean? Well, you know, your t-shirts and stuff? What about them? The phrases on them? Huh? You know what? Never mind. No, you can't keep looking at it. You have to do something about it. Actually, do you want to go shopping together at some point? I need some new clothes anyway. Well, I don't necessarily see why I need any new clothes, but maybe a couple of new t-shirts would be nice. Can we get him the one that says, "Don't bully me, I'll come"? Score! Alright, it's a promise then. Seung Min just nods in agreement. Hopefully, you won't have to look at this again in the future, but I like the shirt. And it seems like you might have just scored a date with a cannibal. As the conversation slows into a comfortable silence, Seung Min begins to eat. Staring down at your oat bowl, you find yourself hesitating. Are you guilty? Ashamed? Mortified at the choices you made to get yourself to this point? You should be. You know logically that you should feel all of these things, but you really made some killer curry. Haha, pun intended. Before you know it, a spoonful of steaming curry is already in your mouth. The mix of carrot, onion, and meat is devilishly delicious. Your brow twitches. Shouldn't you be disgusted by this? Wouldn't a normal, regular person be disgusted by this? Maybe you're not regular. Maybe there are two sides of you fighting for dominance. A devil and an angle. Or was it angler? Antler? Doesn't matter. The sweet is kicking, and you're the pro chef behind it. Not only do you enjoy this meal, but Seung Min seems to be enjoying it too, you think? His neutral expression makes it pretty difficult to read him. You count this as a win anyway. I cannot believe that I just ate with him. Or maybe I can believe it because I will bend over backwards for a hot man. Unless they hurt animals. That is where I draw the line. You say the dinner goes pretty well. So well, in fact the two of you go on to have many more dinners together spanning over weeks, then months, then a year. Before you know it, your relationship with him naturally progresses into something more romantic. Ooh, do I eat his meat as well? What does it taste like? The two of you officially become partners. You really let Seung Min cook. Perhaps that's what sets you on this path. This path towards destiny. Towards the day that Seung Min proposes to you. I bet he has a nice sausage. You don't expect it. The abrupt nature of it all. When he slips the ring off your dinner's finger and gets down on his knees. The ring isn't your size, but you know you can always get it adjusted later. Finally, all your simping pays off. Of course you accept. Your wedding takes place at the most classy location anyone dating a cannibal would choose. The butcher counter at the local supermarket. All the meats and knives the eyes can see. Naturally, it's a breathtaking ceremony. Even the shoppers can't help but stop and stare in wonder. Or rather in fear. No, they're probably just jealous of your supermarket wedding. Hand in hand with Seung Min, the two of you will have a very grotesque, disgusting, and gory future. Exactly the way you hope it to be. Seung Min has successfully rizzed you. Or was it you who rizzed him? Who cares? Congratulations on your marriage. Yeah! Woohoo! You got an ending. My Homemate version 1. I'm gonna get all 7 endings. Alright, so for this ending, we are not gonna cook the human meat. Do not cook the meat. No, cup ramen should be enough and your morals aren't that low yet. Yes. You set everything on the bar table and patiently wait for Seung Min. It doesn't take that long for him to finally appear in the kitchen doorway, his hair wet from showering. Hey, what the? Seung Min. Yes? Are you pregnant? No. Have you ever been pregnant? No. Have you ever impregnated anyone? No, I haven't. What's with these questions? Never mind. Anyways, something smells really good. Yes, I made some cup ramen. I couldn't really find anything else, so... No, I'm not talking about that. Instead of answering, Seung Min takes a step towards you. Whoa, hang on. You can eat me, but not in that way. Instinctively, you take a step back. Hey, don't start ominously walking towards me without saying anything now. Oh, sorry. All of a sudden, he pushes you down. Whoa, hey! Are we gonna do it? Yeah? Yinny, he's about to eat you. He is about to kill you. But you look so good. Maybe I should get him pregnant. Is that better? Marginally. You're gorgeous. Please don't hurt me. No, it's times worse now. Well, nothing we can do about it now. He wasn't talking about this when he said something smelled good, was he? Seung Min? Yes. What did you say smelled good? You. Oh dear. You smell delicious right now, Yinny. Why, thank you. I've been using a new body spray. Oh, wait, no. You're not gonna eat me, are you? Sorry, Yinny. That's just how it is. But we made a deal. Ah, yes. I guess I'm terminating our agreement then. You can't just do that. But I'm already doing it. Fair enough. But hey, wouldn't that be bad for your serial killer, cannibal serial murderer reputation? I have no reputation. I literally kill and eat people. Yeah? Oh, come on. There's gotta be something. Come on, Yinny, think. I haven't showered in 5 days, so I'm probably hella stinky right now. You wouldn't want to eat someone like me. You actually smell really good right now. Oh, but thanks for the heads up. I'll wash your body more thoroughly when I'll be cooking you. Shit, is there really no getting out of this? Come on, it's Seung Min. Sorry, Yinny. You're a good housemate. But hey, I'm sure there are plenty of other people in need of cheap housing. I mean, you're right, but that doesn't sound exactly comforting right now. Don't worry, Yinny. I'll make sure to use every part of you. Why couldn't you do that in a sexy way? But that's not the point, as I was saying. Before you can continue, you feel sharp teeth on your throat, and the next thing you know, awful pain waves overwhelm you. You attempt to scream but can't. Seung Min has probably already managed to tear out your vocal cords. Your words slowly falls into darkness as you enter a state of pain and shock. Is this what you get as thanks for making cup ramen? You got an ending. My cooked housemate. You became a stew. Oh, I love stews. God damn it. Alright, let's keep going. 5 more endings to go. This time, we are gonna choose to save Alicia. Save her. No, you can't just leave this poor woman to die. You might be bad enough to live with a cannibal, but you still have enough integrity to not watch someone get killed right in front of your eyes. Okay, alright. Yeah, I'm gonna help you escape. Really? Oh, Yinny, thank you. Of course. I don't know how I can ever repay you. You're my hero. You probably shouldn't tell her that you considered doing the opposite just a moment ago. Okay, just wait here. I will go fetch a knife to free you, alright? Okay, just... He's sorry. Right, it would be really bad if Seung Min caught you trying to help her escape. If he doesn't see anything, maybe you can just come up with a lie and say that she escaped on her own or act clueless? I'm sure he has cameras. Surely he won't do anything to you, right? But you will think about it later. It's time to act. You quickly make sure that there are still sounds of water coming from the bathroom, and quietly sneak into the kitchen. Searching time. I really love these little mini games. Knife. When you finally show up in the hallway with a knife in your hand, Alicia looks at you with an almost elated expression on her face. Yinny, you did it! Yeah, sorry it took me a while to actually find it. The kitchen drawers are kind of a mess. It doesn't matter. Quick, cut the ropes. Right. You carefully start cutting the ropes on Alicia's arms, trying very hard not to accidentally damage her clothes. Clothes that look way out of your budget. Although you're not sure if they can even be used anymore, the amount of blood on them is probably not something you can easily wash off. Once you finally cut the last knot, the ropes start slowly falling off. Hey, what are you doing? Seung Min, it's not what you think. Oh, he's... Oh no. Oh. What the hell? I guess I should thank Rodrigo for gifting me this stupid knife. What the hell? What? You were supposed to escape, not kill him. Well, he's not dead yet. Not the point. I'm sure there's absolutely nothing we can do anymore, and we totally can't save him, even though he's still alive. Well, what did you expect? I wasn't gonna keep someone who saw me kill those stupid f***s alive. So you what now? Do I have to repeat myself specifically for you? Or what? Did you really think all this blood was mine? You did. That's not the point here. You basically just killed my landlord. Where am I supposed to even go now? Oh, please. Like it even matters. You already look like you're homeless anyway. Wow. Ouch. That was uncalled for. I don't even know why I have to explain this. Look, girl. I'm a busy woman, and you've already managed to tire me out with your empty blabbering. Let's just end this already. Suddenly, Alicia launches towards you, and you, completely not expecting it, fall to the ground. I mean, she looks really good though. Hi. Do you come here often? When you come to your senses, you're tackled to the ground by Alicia on top of you. One of her hands is lightly yet firmly squeezing your throat. Hey, it's your turn now. What? You didn't expect me to keep a witness alive, did you? You did, actually. Your time has come now, little lamb. Please don't talk like a cartoon villain at least. And I told Rodrigo that monologuing is not my style. Anyways, die. Wait. What now? You aren't planning on being the one monologuing now, do you? Because I don't have time for this. There should be some way to convince her to let you live. That's a cool knife you got there. For a moment, Alicia just stares at you. This whole thing? Rodrigo gave me this because he thinks I like a pink character from a video game for toddlers. Just because I like a pink video game character does not automatically mean that pink is my favorite color. I mean, don't like. God, I wish people wouldn't just assume things about me based on my interests. Not that I'm interested in it or anything. Are you a tsundere? Pink is such a stupid color anyways. I wouldn't even like it. And just because I kept the knife doesn't mean I like it or appreciate it or anything. You have a lot of repressed emotions. Yeah, I hear you. Pop off, queen. You know, I was totally gonna gut you and everything 2 seconds ago, but you listening to me like this is kinda sweet. I could really do with having more people around me who actually listen. Alicia appears to pause in thought for a moment. Then she smiles. Aw, what the heck. I could really use a little lapdog. Plus you're cute, so that helps. Thank you? Yeah, okay. I'm keeping you. Let me call the boys to pick us up and we'll go home, girl. Ah, shit. Before the two of you leave together, Alicia takes a moment to call someone on her pink flip phone, still sat on top of you. Meanwhile, Seung Min's body lies lifeless beside you. His eyes do not move behind their lids. His blood seeps into every crevice of the cold floor beneath him, the last remnants of his warmth slowly fading away with each drop of blood that escapes his pale skin. Rest in peace, Seung Min. Eventually, you're whisked away by Alicia, spirited away into her life of criminal activities. You learn that she's the head of a rather scary-looking organization. You're not entirely sure what it does, but the amount of blood, firearms, and money you see every day are all a good sign that you're better off not knowing. You're given a softer life, however, kept by Alicia as some kind of human pet. You become accustomed to Alicia referring to you as good girl. In fact, you can't even get her to call you by your actual name anymore. You're not even sure you remember it yourself. What was it again? Each night, You go to sleep in a newspaper padded crate on the floor beside Alicia's queen-size bed. What? But hey, at least you'll never have to be homeless again. Unless something happens to your new owner. Man! Damn it! Alright, this time we do not help him cook. Moments ago, you're looking into Alicia's eyes, hearing her voice, watching her breathe. Just the thought of helping Seung Min cook her is enough to turn your stomach. You can't do this, even if it means you have to face consequences. Nah, fam. I'm good. You go ahead, though. Alright. Good night, then? Right. Good night. You slowly retreat to your bedroom, deciding to retire for the night, not wanting to watch Seung Min enjoy dinner. Before you know it, the sleep overtakes you. Living with a cannibal turns out to be too much to bear, despite your desperate situation. You, however, are resourceful. You take a few months to find a second job, saving as much money as possible to move to someplace normal. It takes a year, but you finally do it. You think this apartment will be normal. The price is average for your area, and it comes with the standard cockroach infestation. Ugh. It even has the classic landlord special with all the handles on the cupboards painted white until one day, the music begins. Above you lives a pianist, and each night the music coming from above rattles you to your core. It creeps through your ceiling. Why is this terrifying? Into your mind, into your soul. Every day you find yourself slipping deeper and deeper into insanity's grasp. When did you last sleep again? A day ago? 3 days ago? You can't remember. Your work performance begins to slip. You're not sure how much longer you can take this. Compared to this hell, Seung Min wasn't so bad. You got an ending. My ex-housemate. Was it really worth it? I want to know more about the pianist. I wonder if they'll ever make a game about them. That'd be so cool. Okay, so for this ending, when I ask what you think of Seung Min, you have to say that he's dull, and then we have to eat with him and cook with him as well. What's your, backstory? What kind of question even is that? Tell me about how you got to this point. About your life. Well, it all started when I was born. In a town where I grew up. 2 loving parents. Then I went to school and graduated. That's it? What'd you expect? True? What did you expect? Come on. There's gotta be more to it than just that. Well, if you really want to know so badly, I did grow up to 2 loving parents in a town. But our family was so poor we could barely keep our heads above the water. My parents immigrated here from South Korea. They were sold this idea that moving to America would grant a better life for them. Let me guess, it wasn't the case. And for me, even though we were poor, we still somehow managed to survive. Until my mom got breast cancer. Aww. Our insurance refused to pay for it, so my dad had to take out a bunch of loans to cover her medical fees. In the end, it turned into an endless cycle of debt. And my parents always told me to eat the rich, so I guess I took it quite literally. I was already a cannibal anyways. It just refined my tastes. Holy shit. I'm so sorry for your loss, I didn't know. Oh, no, my parents are fine. My mom eventually won a battle with cancer and now they live in the countryside back in South Korea. There's still some debt remaining though, so I send them money to help every month. So he isn't just working hard for himself, but for his parents too. Sometimes those rich pricks I eat have some money on them. So some months, mom and dad get some extra. It's weird that there's something moralistic in something so immoral. Well, I'm glad your parents are alright at least. Me too. As the conversation slows into comfortable silence, Seung Min begins to eat. Staring down at your own bowl, you find yourself hesitating. Are you guilty? Ashamed? Mortified at the choices you made to get yourself to this point? You should be. You know logically that you should feel all of these things, but crap. You really made some killer curry. Before you know it, a spoonful of steaming curry is already in your mouth. The mix of carrots, onion, and meat is devilishly delicious. Your brow twitches. Shouldn't you be disgusted by this? Wouldn't a normal, regular person be disgusted by this? Yes, but I'm not a normal, regular person. Maybe you're not regular. Maybe there are 2 sides of you fighting for dominance. Devil and an angle. Or was it an angler? Doesn't matter. This food is kicking, and you're the pro chef behind it. Not only do you enjoy this meal, but Seung Min seems to be enjoying it too. You think? His neutral expression makes it difficult to read him. You count this as a win anyway. You say the dinner goes pretty well. So well, in fact, the 2 of you go on to have many more dinners together spanning over weeks. The 2 of you officially become partners. You really let Seung Min cook, and perhaps that's what sets you on this path. The path towards destiny. Towards the day Seung Min proposes to you. You don't expect it. The abrupt nature of it all when he slips the ring off your dinner's finger and gets down on his knees. The ring isn't your size, but you know you could always get it adjusted later. What? Does he think you're a simp or something? Living with and dating a cannibal is one thing, but dedicating your whole life to him is another. Who marries their landlord anyway? You tell him, hell no, yet you continue living with him, successfully escaping the iron grip of hopelessness with a friend, buddy, bro, by your side. You're in far too deep now. If the police ever came for Seung Min, you know they'd arrest you too, but you really don't mind that risk. You're in this together now. Together forever. Landlord and tenant. Yin and yang. Partners in crime. Platonically, of course. So that's the platonic ending. This time we just need to pick, why did you pick Alicia specifically? She seems sweet. Well, for the most part. But why'd you pick her? I didn't. She was just there in the alley. Alley? Yeah, she was already covered in blood fighting some other guys. I just thought she was an easy meal. Somehow you're not even surprised. Typically I pick someone from the company I work at. Someone scummy, someone rich. Someone I don't have empathy for. Then there are some days like this one where I just get lucky. You know, she was already killing someone, and I could tell it was just a normal thing for her. A fellow killer's instinct, I suppose. But yeah, typically I just kill someone who's a source of other suffering. That's the best thing I can do in this capitalistic hellhole. And that's still brutal. They're just fellow human beings, you know? Like me and you. It's not like they've done anything wrong. Didn't you rent this room out of desperation? Not many people will stay with a cannibal they don't know, unless they didn't have any other choice. Well, yeah, but still. Have you ever thought of why you're in this situation in the first place? The system can't work without an oppressor and a victim. That is so true. Pop off. Which one do you think you are? Some food for thought, I guess. Bon appetit. Capitalism isn't that bad, you know? It's terrible. Actually, capitalism isn't that bad. Our society wouldn't function without it. Anyone can make it in this world if they try hard enough like I did. I'm here now, and I'm not out sleeping on a park bench anymore because I pulled myself up by my bootstraps and actually worked hard to get here. That is so not true. Homeless people still out there on the streets just have to do the same. That is a terrible thing to say, and that is not true. It's just how the system has to work. No, down with the system. Seung Min's brow twitches, a red flag against his otherwise stoic face. You really done it now. Is that so? He calmly stands, straightening out the wrinkles in his t-shirt. He collects his plate of curry, obviously done with this interaction. Regardless, he continue. I'm just saying, anyone can make it if they try hard enough. Nope. Nobody has an inherent advantage over others. Yes, they do. Some people just give up way too... You feel harsh waves of pain overwhelm you as you see Seung Min's plate launch into your head. The next moment, the world goes dark and you lose your grip on your consciousness. No, that's what you get. Oh dear, that looks really terrible. As your vision adjusts, you realize you're still in the kitchen. You go to stand, finding yourself unable to do so. Your feet are missing? Oh great, they're gone. You realize that you can't feel them anymore. Not only are you unable to feel them, but looking down you notice that they're completely missing, along with your lower legs. For some reason you're calm. Your body feels fuzzy and warm. The world around you doesn't feel threatening at all despite your current state. Warm. You go to wipe your face with your hands, finding yourself unable to. The binds that hold your wrists to the chair you're currently glued to pull against your skin as you do so, yet it does not hurt. This feels like a dream caked in mist. Suddenly your housemate appears in the corner of your vision. He's in his work suit. How long were you out for? Seung Min. Yinny. What's up, bro? He doesn't say anything. Instead, he slowly walks up to you. You know, I should be thanking you right now. You gave me the perfect opportunity to indulge in my cooking hobby. He gets on his knees in front of you. Oh, my goodness. Honestly, this is probably my best meal so far. Oh dear. Oh no. I'm calling this dish Yinny Crudo. Wait, Yinny Crudo? This isn't your meat, is it? Wanna try? Not really, no. Oh dear. Can I eat you instead? Like in the sexy way? Seung Min offers a forkful of meat towards you, an elated smile decorating his face. I guess I'll eat it. Despite the intense hazy feeling that comes over you in waves, you can taste how good the meat is. How good your meat is. What about his meat? I'm sure his meat's good. And your raw flesh and fat now served to you topped in seasonings and a mouth-watering savory sauce that brings out your rich flavors, that now spread across every inch of your tongue. What do you think? It's beautiful, Seung Min. He smiles knowingly at you. I'm so happy you like it. You said the same thing all the other times too. Huh? I'm getting ahead of myself. You probably don't remember. The drugs I've been administering to keep you calm have that effect, unfortunately. It's very strong. What? How long have you been doing this to me? About a week? A month? A year? Doesn't matter. But why? Oh, to be honest, you were getting on my nerves. But you know, you were a really good housemate, so it would be just a waste to eat you. Your body deserves more than that. Don't you think? Just enjoy it, Yinny. Everything's under control. Seung Min stands up and turns towards the IV bag dangling beside your chair. He seems to inject something into the drip. I think it's time for a nap, Yinny. But don't worry, I'll wake you up for dinner. Alright, dear? Just rest. Quickly after he adds more medication to the drip, your eyes start to grow heavy. The world around you swirls in a nauseating display of colors and sounds. And yet despite this, Seung Min's voice is clear. I'll take care of you, Yinny. There won't be any more struggling now. For some weird reason, it brings you a foreign sense of comfort. You finally shut your eyes, more willing than not. You're not sure what exactly is going to happen to you, but you feel certain that Seung Min actually will take good care of you. You got an ending. My housemate. Did you like the taste? At least I have a little cat gamer chair. Yay, I'm eating myself. Oh. Alright, one more ending to get, And it's with Alicia. I will do anything you want. Anything you ask of me. Anything. Oh, anything. That's a shame. Maybe in another life I would have kept you as my little lapdog. You know, that would have been quite fitting for a cute little thing like you. Oh well, since you're so eager to do anything for me, die. Man, you feel the blade of a sharp knife painfully slide across your throat. Seems like Alicia goes straight for the vital organ this time, huh? A few hectic moments of being overwhelmed with pain later, you finally start losing your grip on your own consciousness. This really is not what you expected your life to turn out like. It just started looking up for you and now you're dying with a probably already dead cannibal by your side. Well, at least you're not alone. If you were still back on the streets, you probably would be. That thought brings you a weird sense of gratitude and peace in your last moments. My dead housemate, at least you're not homeless. I got all the endings, yay! Yeah, that was such a nice adventure. I really liked the concept of it. It was so funny. And also Seung Min was actually pretty likable. I like when men are quiet. And also, one thing I loved, the cooking mini games, the point-and-click search games, those were so much fun too. And I really like how much of a self-contained story this was. Because it was definitely a really campy experience, which is something I always really appreciate. When you put something that's obviously quite morbid with like a campy theme together, it's always a lot of fun. Very slasher comedy style, which I really like. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. This is such a nice adventure to play quite late at night, and I really enjoyed it. Also, big, huge thanks to Sour Milk specifically for sending me a copy of this game for free. It was very, very kind of them to do so, and I had such a blast playing it. I wonder if we'll ever get to see more Seung Min, to be honest, because I really liked it. But one thing that actually really intrigued me was that one specific ending with the piano player. I wonder if there's gonna be any more lore about that. That kind of gives me eldritch horror vibes, and I am very, very into stuff like that. But anyway, thank you so much for experiencing the story with me. I hope you guys enjoyed our wonderful, sweet roommate as much as I did. And also, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. And if you want to hang out outside these videos, I stream on Twitch 3 times a week. Feel free to come over and hang out with us. But that's all for now. Thank you so much for coming with me on every adventure, and until next time, take care.